Hello students, this is Semfano with Esha Academy, where we teach people in demand tech skills. Thank you for tuning into our channel, and we request that you subscribe, share and like and comment on our videos in order for us to keep on producing similar content. Thank you. Now let's look at the if function using our Marksheets workbook. I'm going to show you how to calculate this column, column G in our spreadsheet. I'm going to show you how to find, to make a decision whether the student passes or fails. I am going to start by maybe giving you a scenario. For example, the student gets a pass only when their total mark is 40 and above. If the mark is less than 40, then the student is going to get a fail. So we are going to calculate to make a decision whether the student passes or fails. So the first thing that we have to do, that is the usual thing, for example, is to click where you want your answer to appear. In this case, we want our answer to appear here in these cells. So first of all, we calculate on the first cell that we want our answer to be. So we first go and click there. When we click there, we go into the function, insert function shortcut that we're going to use to insert our function, which is the if function. Then we click on that function fx. Then it's fortunate that we have got our if function over there already, that is appearing in these most recently used functions. But in case our function does not appear in this list, you can come here and search for it. You type if, then you click on go. When you do that, it's going to bring it closer, and then it's going to come here. Then it will highlight it. When it's highlighted blue like this, then you go and click on OK. Then when you click on OK, you get to the function argument box, which looks familiar from the previous session. We've seen this from our PowerPoint presentation. This is called the function arguments box. You can read here what it does, whether you can see that it says checks whether a condition is met and returns one value if true and another value if false. So which means when a condition is met, it returns the first value. When the condition is not met, it returns the second value. And then we have got the arguments that this function is going to take. This function takes 3 arguments. We can see that the first one, which is the logical test, is in bold, meaning that it is a required argument. You cannot continue without supplying this argument. So it is required. Then it is compulsory or mandatory. Then these 2 remaining arguments are not in bold. It means you can get away without applying these, but it's important that you apply them, because, for example, if you do not apply, it's going to return 2 values. It's either going to return false and true, false or true. But in our case here, we don't want false or true. We want pass or fail. Either it's supposed to display pass or fail. But if you leave these ones blank, it is going to display true or false here, which is not what we want. So we are going to experiment. Okay, let's create that error whereby we display true or false. So we are going to say, to give our logical test, we are saying if the total mark, which is 46, but we are representing it with the cell address where 46 is found. We don't want to be typing these marks or typing them. We need to use the cell references, because later on we are going to autofill our form function to make sure that we calculate also on these other remaining cells. Now we are saying we are comparing this with 40 or 39 or whatever, depends with the condition that you are using. So we are going to say if mark is lesser than 40, we said the student fails, right? So if this value is true, then the student fails. Okay, so we are going to leave it like that for now. I want to experiment for you what happens when you leave these two values unsupplied, or these two arguments unsupplied. We are going to just create that particular error so that you learn from it. When you see the results that you don't expect, you will know where they come from. So let's click on OK. Look at this. It says there is a problem with the function, with this formula. Not trying to type a formula when the first character is an equal sign, blah blah blah. So this is the problem. Let's go back to our function again and see what it does. So now we said if f2 is less than 40, already here it tells us that this answer is false. Why is it false? Because f2 is not lesser than 40. So it is going to return a value if false. So if false, we're going to say fail, right? We're going to say fail, right? But we want to return true because we said if false, if true, if this is true, if ever this value 46 is lesser than 40, then we are saying that it's a fail, because 46 will be less than 40. We said the student fails when the mark is lesser than 40, right? When the mark is 40 and above, the student passes, right? And then, so I wanted to type pass here. And then we are saying that if true, if this is true, the student fails, because 46 is going to be lesser than 40. But it's not lesser than 40. If it's not lesser than 40, then it's a pass. This is one method to go about it. Let's just click on OK. It's going to display pass. Why is it displaying pass? Because 46 is greater than 40. So the student passes. You can autofill that one. You will notice that the failing mark is 38. Why 38? Because 38 is lesser than 40. So let me use a different condition again. Let me go back to FX there. Now we are going to say that the student passes when the mark is greater than 39. When the mark is greater than 39, it means we are looking at marks like 40 and above, right? If you say the student passes at greater than 39, we are not considering the decimal values though. But so when this value is true, whenever this F6 is greater than 39, then the student what? Passes. So we display pass, right? When this value is not true, the student fails. So you see, I've changed the criteria. I had a lesser than sign here. Now I have a greater than sign. So I have changed. Now whenever this is greater, the student passes. So you can see that according to the cell that we have clicked on, which is F2, we have a 46. So it has already compared to 46 and 39, and it has found that 46 is greater than 39. That is why it has returned the true over there, because 46 is greater than 39. Now let's use another function, another condition again. We are going to use the 40 here. But when we use the 40, when you just leave a greater than sign like that, it means the 40 is not included. But to include a 40 mark, okay, let me experiment with this one without using the 40. Then let me just click on OK. So when I fill in the formula here, and then maybe I come here and change this value to 40, then press enter. You will notice that 40 fails. But our condition, our statement says that the student passes when they get 40 and above. So, which means our function, it executed 40. So we need to include 40. How do we include 40? We put an equal sign. So we say that if this mark, which is F2 of 40, is greater than or equal to 40, the student passes. So now we have used a greater than or equal to sign. So you click on OK. You notice that 40 now passes. Then I'm just going to go back and return my 46 over there, and then change my function because I had undone to put an equal sign. Then I click on OK. Then I autofill again. Now I have got my if function column calculated. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something. Thank you for watching.